Good day, taxpayers. This orientation is about the list of additional top withholding agents, which was published on March 16, 2022 in Malaya Business Insight, which is effective on April 1, 2022. I will be discussing about their duties and responsibilities as they transition as top withholding agents. Revenue Memorandum Circular Number 27-2022. This circular is issued to circularize the recently published lists of withholding agents for inclusion to the existing list of top withholding agents who are required to deduct and remit either the 1% or 2% creditable withholding tax from the income payments to their suppliers of goods and services respectively. To start, I will name the individuals who belong to the additional top withholding agents. We have Abdul Kadil Sali, Abrigo Gina, Abubakar Ahmad, Acosta Felipe, Ajihil Bensud, Amil Wahab, Aming Shidel Marl, Anastasio Jean, Angeles Felicito Jr., Antoque Joven, Apostol Georgita, Arevalo Amabel, Bai Nasri, Balbuena Emma, Baro Fidelino, Barredo Richard, Bautista Clarissa, Baisa Joey, Berto Intan, Betonga Jonathan, B.L. Roland, Calabria Antonio, Casimiro Hazel, Cenas Aurel, Chan Annalisa, Chan Richard, Chong Aldrich Kevin, Chong Benjamin, Chong Gian, Chua Basil, Chua Sid Bajado, Chua Jefferson Hari, Chua Luz Alvarez, Corolando, Enriquez Alfonso, Eribal Erwin, Escutin Mary Jane, Fernandez Mark, Francisco Ricci, Francisco Rogi, Galande Joy, Garcia Roslyn, Gil Julio Cesar, Gregorio Rowelin, Hassan Raufa, Hibionada Jonathan, Iturralde Antonio, Jamalul Marunsal, Juripay Algerid Zimar, Lagumbay Adoris, Lim Eric, Lim Francis Thomas, Lim William, Lisondra Alain, Lorenzo Armando Jr., Lu Ali Shuaib, Luciano Jaime, Louis Alan Clark, Louis Alvin Clark, Macrohon Clint Kenneth, Maldia Dante, Mali Hazel, Marie Catherine, Marie Melvin, Midel Gina, Miravilla Aida, Muko Sahid, Nogolios Edward, Olaso Lorraine, Ong Jr. Wilfredo, Padama Reynaldo, Panduga Morsad, Pasigna Jenny, Perez Erwin, Pichel Salvador, Quintos Melvin, Ramos Rudy, Reyes Michael, Ricalde Paquito, Rivera Jejuni, Ruiz Jan, Saavedra Juliet, Sagario Eva, Saguran Sandra Suzette, Sally Abdul Jabbar, So Vinton, Sobrevilla Clarita, Sumikad Emma, Si Jan Louie, Tabudlong Ronnie, Tam Renyi, Tan Alberto, Thonse Maria Cristina, Ubando Ernesto Jr., Usman Jamasali, Uy Kenneth Bryle, Vicente Dante, Wisit Jose, Yo Nelson, Yo William, Inawat Alizer, Yu Emma, Zabala Anita, Zabala Dominador Jr. Let us now proceed with additional top withholding agents for non-individuals. We have A. Saha Resources Corp., ALG Auto Works Inc., Arjay Corporation, Banco Cooperativa de Zamboanga, Discalced Carmelite Nuns of Zamboanga Inc., The Ranger Security Agency Inc., EO and Son Seaweed Corp., Exco IT Services Inc., Fairland Properties Inc., First Properties Development Corporation, Golden Care Drugstore Inc., Grace Construction Corp., Guyabano Brothers Corp., Gualior Lending Corp., Henso Construction Inc., HJ2A Enterprises OPC, Human Development and Empowerment Services, Islas Distributions Inc., JADS Universal Prime Corporation, JKA International Transport Group Corp., JSB Agricultural Company Inc., JVL Corp., JYZ Marine Ventures Inc., Katilingban sa Kalambuan Org Inc., Kenta Logistics Corporation, KingMed and Realty Inc., L&L Development Corporation, Magnum Group Inc., Manikahan Rural Waterworks and Sanitation Association Inc., Megalith Builders Asia Enterprises Inc., Metro Credit Financing Corporation, Minpro Incorporated, MK Tulungatong Farm Inc., Montaño Construction and Development Corp. And Everlast Construction, Nemesis Security Agency Inc., New City Radio Supply Inc., Nirain Construction and Supply Corporation, Nuevo Zamboanga College Inc., Oak Tree Development Corporation, Parts World Marketing Corporation, Rabbit Construction and Development Corp. Or Prime Tech Construction and Trading JV, Realty Wise Development Corporation, Ringstar Ventures Inc., RRNB Finance Construction and Development Corp., Sambuangan Bayanihan Cooperative, SCC Aeronautics and Holdings Inc., Soliventure Philippines Inc., Sunshine Drug Abuse Intervention Center Inc., SR Gas Depot and Merchandising Inc., Suluk Coffee Culture Inc., Unisales Metro Zamboanga Inc., Universal College Foundation, Varadero de Recodo Inc., Verde Zamboanga Inc., Vincent Arastre and Cargo Services Inc., Lekin Realty Inc., Wimsu Multipurpose Cooperative, Zamga Phils Chinese Educational Association Inc., Zambo Leading Foods Inc., Zambo Basilan Integrated Development Alliance Inc., Zamboanga William Printers Inc., Zamcel Mobile Center Inc., ZC Sky Ocean Fishing Corporation, and ZC Tire Pro Center Inc. Now for the most important part of my discussion, the duties and responsibilities of top withholding agents. Number 1 is to withhold taxes. Number 2 is to enroll, file, and remit taxes withheld through Electronic Filing and Payment System or EFPS. Number 3 is to issue withholding tax certificate or BIR form number 2307. And last is to submit on a semestral basis a list of regular suppliers through e-submission. Let us now proceed to the number 1 duty of top withholding agents, which is to withhold. The withholding agent shall withhold the 1% creditable expanded withholding tax on purchases of goods and 2% on purchases of services other than those covered by other withholding tax rates from local suppliers from whom the withholding agent regularly makes its purchases. So the rule is to withhold on income payments to regular suppliers. They are suppliers who are engaged in business or exercise of profession or calling with whom the taxpayer buyer has transacted at least 6 transactions regardless of amount of transaction either in the previous year or current year. Note that the casual purchase of goods shall not be subject to withholding tax unless the amount of purchase at any one time involves 10,000 or more. So if the withholding agent had a single transaction involving an amount of 10,000 or more, then this is already subjected to withholding tax. Now the number 2 duty is to enroll, file, and remit taxes withheld through EFPS. Now pursuant to Revenue Regulations 1-2013, dated January 23, 2013, taxpayers who belong to the top 20,000 private corporations and top 5,000 individual taxpayers are mandated to use the Electronic Filing and Payment System or EFPS. Now for those existing EFPS filers, you are required to update your taxes and add expanded withholding tax. Take note of the form types required to file and their due dates. So number 1 is the BIR Form 0619E or the Monthly Remittance Return. For manual filers, it is due on or before the 10th day following the month in which withholding was made. And for EFPS filers, this is in accordance with the schedule set forth in Revenue Regulation number 26-2002. Now for EFPS filers, there is a staggered filing depending on the type of industry the withholding agent belongs to. Next is BIR Form 1601EQ or the Quarterly Remittance Return and accompanying quarterly alpha list of payees. This is due not later than the last day of the month following the close of the quarter during which withholding was made. And 1604E, Annual Information Return of Creditable Income Taxes Withheld and accompanying Annual Alpha List of Payees. This is due on or before March 1 of the year following the calendar year in which the income payments subjected to expanded withholding taxes or exempt from withholding were paid or accrued. Take note also of the attachments. For the payor or withholding agent, we have the quarterly alpha list of payees, which will be attached to the filed BIR Form 1601EQ. And for the annual alpha list of payees, this is attached to BIR Form 1604E. Now, when it comes to the payee or income recipient, they prepare the summary alpha list of withholding agents of income payments subjected to creditable withholding taxes or the SOUT, which they will attach to their quarterly and annual income tax return. Third obligation is to issue BIR Form number 2307. So the withholding agent shall issue the required certificate of creditable tax withheld at source or BIR Form number 2307 to their payee within 20 days following the close of such payee's taxable quarter or upon demand by the payee. Fourth is to submit a list of regular suppliers. On a semestral basis, withholding agents are required to submit a list of regular suppliers of goods and services through e-submission regardless of the number of payees. This is due not later than July 31 and January 31 of each year. However, the initial list of regular suppliers should be submitted within 15 days from actual receipt of this notice. Time of withholding. The obligation of the payer to deduct and withhold the tax arises at the time an income payment is paid or payable, or the income payment is accrued or recorded as an expense or asset, whichever is applicable, in the payer's books, whichever comes first. The term payable refers to the date the obligation becomes due, demandable, or legally enforceable. Now, when should these additional top withholding agents start to withhold? The withholding agent shall commence to withhold taxes on purchases of goods and services on April 1, 2022, and continue as such until a notice of deletion as top withholding agent issued by the Commissioner has been received by the taxpayer. When there is unjustified refusal of the supplier to be subjected to withholding tax, there is a consequence on their part. This is actually a ground for mandatory audit of all internal revenue tax liabilities, as well as imposition of penalties pursuant to Section 275 of the Tax Code as amended upon verified complaint of the buyer-payor. For further reference in my discussion, I have indicated relevant rules and regulations. We have Revenue Regulation Number 11-2018. This provides for the income payments and its corresponding tax rates. Revenue Regulation Number 26-2002. This provides for the staggered filing of returns of taxpayers enrolled in the EFPS based on industry classification. Now, this ends my discussion. I hope you were able to learn something. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach our office and we are more than willing to guide you. Thank you.